Hello, welcome back to another episode of the ABS show. Yes, I'm serving you guys royalty, honey. Royalty, yeah.
You look like
You're related to Megan.
Yeah, who's Megan? Oh, wait, that Megan. Okay.
you look like a rich man from the north.
No, I am a rich man,
From
but
the
I'm
north.
from the south.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But welcome to another episode, y'all. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. And when you're done, go on Instagram and follow us on the ABS show. All right, that was so serious. I feel like I'm a news anchor, right? All right, so let's dig into today's topic. Odera, you're gonna go first. You
Yes,
look
I
beautiful,
am.
by the way.
Thank you. I feel very classy.
Yeah.
Very.
All right.
Like a
thanks.
red carpet girl.
You know. Thank you.
What's with the school uniform though?
Eh,
Yeah, all black.
why are you hating?
I didn't get the memo.
All right, next
Sorry.
topic. Next case.
All right, we're diving straight into Nigeria and all its woes. President Muhammadu Buhari changed Democracy Day from May 29th to June 12th in commemoration of the annulled June 12th elections. Now, I'm going to give you some history because I'm sure you're not familiar with this. So, in June 12, 1992 or 1993, we had a democratic election. The military was supposed to hand over to a democracy, and they held an election where MK Abiola, who is pictured there, was declared the winner of that election. Of course, Babangida, who was the general commander at the time, did not want to hand over, so he annulled the election. Everyone records it in Nigeria's history as one of the freest, fairest elections we've ever had. And so many people have been heard about that. Eventually, MK Abiola died in jail because he was trying to take up his mandate. He felt he won that election, and it was a whole big thing. It's one of our biggest activism cases in Nigeria. So, as election season is approaching in 2019, our darling president changed Democracy Day from May 29th, which was the day of the official handover from the military to a democracy back when Obasanjo took office, was May 29th. He has changed it to June 12th. And many people say that it is to sympathize with the Yorubas who took Abiola as their leader. And yeah, so I'm not buying it. I think it's too close to election for him to be doing such, glorious moves. And he gave him a posthumous award as GCFR, gave his vice president a posthumous award, and everybody that was connected with the struggle for this June 12th.
So, as a Nigerian, before I even give my opinion on this, because I don't live in that country, it's you people
We don't
problem.
want to.
But I don't want to.
We are good love.
I don't want to.
Enjoy.
I don't want to. But as a Nigerian, how do you feel about this before I even give my
That's
opinion?
what I said. I don't buy it. I appreciate that he finally is coming to light that it was unfair how this election was annulled, but this is Buhari and all his players. It's too soon to election. He had all these years. If he really believes so much strongly in the cause, he had all these 3 years before the election to do that. That should have been the first thing he did, the second thing he did, but 1 year remaining in office, and because you want to hold on to your post, all of a sudden you're doing this. And he is a very, very open supporter of Abacha. Abacha is the person that jailed this man and kept him in jail for like at least 4 years, where he died in custody. And so it's like, so you're
Damage
honoring
control.
this man. You said that Abacha is your hero, whatever, and you're honoring this man that Abacha clearly did not like.
It sounds to me like it's just a campaign strategy.
Yes, definitely.
Because you guys are about to start voting, so he's just doing the most because he wants to be in the headlines. He wants to show that he's doing great things. He didn't he move the voting
Reduce the
yeah.
the
So he's trying to
age
do
for,
all these things because
running
listen,
for
you're gonna go
positions.
Buhari. From what I'm hearing, the Nigerian people don't like you. So all that you're doing is gonna be waste. And why are you trying to rewrite history, right? Why I don't understand. What was wrong with that date?
Necessary.
If it's not broken, why are you fixing it?
The thing is, I feel like the act itself is a good one. It's justified. But the person that is coming from, which is Buhari, is not coming from a very plain sheet. He's doing it for reasons.
Yeah.
And
Selfish
Buhari,
reasons.
we are not dumb. Our mumu don't do.
What does that mean?
I'm
We've
like
had
we're
enough.
done being stupid.
We're tired.
yeah.
We know what you're doing. Stop.
Buhari, they're gonna vote you out. Yazi.
I definitely think it's propaganda, but I think he's gonna win the election.
Ooh, why you say that?
I just think he's gonna win because elections, in my opinion, are never really about who's best for the job. Because if that was the case, then he wouldn't have been president in the first place. It's more about popularity and learning how to get the people to follow
But
you.
I have to ask the director, what did he sell you guys on during his whole
Change.
Tell who guys.
No,
He
no,
sold-
but you
he
guys
sold-
voted for him
he
now.
sold- he
So
sold-
what
He sold
why
the
did you
promise
guys
of change because they
Oh.
claimed that the president before him, Goodluck Jonathan, was weak.
Hmm.
He couldn't
Incompetent.
deliver the girls from Boko Haram. He couldn't do this. He couldn't do
Girls that they
that he
kidnapped.
wasn't man enough. So they used all this propaganda to get Goodluck out of the office.
And you guys
thinking
voted
that-
for him?
They voted, thinking that there was going to be change, that this is a stronger man who's going to actually do things, get the job done.
But I must say that there has been a change. There's been a change for the worst. Everything has literally declined from being one of the,
GDP has gone down.
Exactly.
Everything is down. The economy is
From being one of the fastest growing economies in Africa, now we don't even know where to be seen on the list any longer. Oil prices are falling. Of course, that's not Nigeria's fault, but we're not taking advantage or doing anything smart in the meantime. Things have changed for the worst, and people are tired. They're like, okay, if corruption was so bad under the last president, why
This
are
is
we
worse.
suffering
This is
more
worse.
Yeah.
now that you're supposedly fighting corruption?
Well, I hope your Nigerian people are listening to you because you guys are about to start voting soon. So please make the right choice because we don't want to be hearing this type of news again. We're going to move on to the next topic. Yes.
The next topic, a father in Ghana demands the body of his baby dead or alive. So his wife gave birth to a twin set of babies, but they were premature. The babies were born at 31 weeks. So when the babies were born, the dad demanded to see his babies, in which they refused, even though a nurse asked him for baby delivery fee, which he paid 600 GHCDs to the nurse. They didn't let him see the babies right away. They said they were taking the babies to ICU, special care, because they were 31 weeks old. The next morning, 8:30 in the morning comes, he wants to see his babies, and they're like, okay, one baby's dead. There's only one baby. And he's like, okay, fine, if the baby's dead, cool, let me see my dead baby. And the doctor says, no, don't worry about that. Just focus on the alive baby because the baby's premature. You need to focus to make sure the baby's healthy. We will take care of the body of the second baby. I have never heard something like this before.
so they didn't even allow him to see his own baby.
Dead or alive,
What
no.
country?
Ghana. And this happened in May.
No shades, I'm just
This happened
asking.
May 10th or what? We're in June now and he doesn't know what happened to his baby. So now he's demanding that you say my baby's dead. Let me have my dead baby. This sounds to me like the baby was stolen and sold.
That's
what
I
it
was
actually
just about
sounds
to say
like.
that too.
That maybe there's a rich woman somewhere else who can't have kids, who needs a baby, and they gave the baby to her.
I think so too, because
So
there's
what's
been
the
a lot
right-
of cases about people kidnapping children at hospitals. That's why I don't know if you've been to hospitals here, when somebody gives birth, they give them like a bracelet, so you can't take the baby outside of the hospital. It will start going off. The alarm system will start going off. I think same thing. They should
Should be
apply the
applied.
same thing in Ghana as well. As soon as the baby's born, and something needs to happen. To protect the baby, to protect the mother. I do believe that there's something fishy going on. They sold that baby, and they need to produce that baby. And this is Ridge Hospital. Ridge Hospital, I've heard a lot of stories about Ridge Hospitals and that particular hospital as well. They need to do better, produce that
And
baby.
he had to buy food for the baby, clothing for the babies, which I find, normally when you go to the hospital to have a baby, you've already paid for these things.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, so
you
they
know?
kept charging him extra money.
Yeah.
So the baby
Yeah.
that is alive, that is possibly in an incubator or what, right?
Yes.
So he has seen that one, but he can't see the other one.
The
So
other-
is
they
there no
sold it.
and they can't
right authorities?
and they also can't explain the cause of death. Like what killed the baby? Did the baby die during? Well, clearly we know the baby didn't die during the birth because both babies were born. So how did the baby die? Okay.
Regardless of
premature
how
or
the
not.
baby died, if the baby is dead for real, they need to give the baby to the family so they can give the baby
Baby,
that burial.
What do you mean? Don't
That
worry
burial.
about the
You know
other
what I
baby
mean?
concentrate. Like, won't they bury their baby? That sounds.
It doesn't make sense to me. It sounds very,
The
like
doctor told him.
1920s.
The doctor told him to go and search for the dead baby himself, the body of the dead baby himself.
See,
But
this
since
is-
this
these
has
are some of the
been
things that the
tobacco.
authorities needs to step in. They won't do it
Yep.
too. They won't step into this issue.
For real?
It's when you wear short skirts. on
When
the
you wear
road.
short skirts and when you and then when you don't bribe them is when they are going off. But things like this, they need to
Yeah.
step in because it's making Ghana look very, very bad.
Bad.
Adara, what do you think about this situation?
Sounds very fishy. It's very disturbing. I've never heard anything like this before, that a baby would die and the parents would not be presented with the body at least to, mourn. Definitely there's foul play. I've heard a lot about, the selling of babies, and I'm sorry, given that it's Africa, anything can go down.
Wait,
Just
this is Ghana. So let's just be real. First of all, I'm disappointed. I'm utterly appalled that a country like Ghana, that always claims to be number one on ABS show, still has such leakages to the extent that my own baby will be missing and the doctor will open his smelly mouth to tell me that I should focus on the one that is alive and I don't have the right to find my baby. And when I react, he tells me, go and look for your baby. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Such can happen. At least, since it has made news, I mean, this is from a blog, right? Which means the people are aware. So the authorities should take right action on this. I'm sorry, man, Ghana. I can't have my baby in Ghana.
It's not even about Ghana, because there are worse things that have been happening in a lot of countries. Okay, America, you guys, they also have their own issues as well.
But this is Ghana
this is not because this happened in Ghana. There's something wrong with Ghana. There's nothing wrong in Ghana. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe you should focus more on Nigeria and how many people are eating your money,
and the baby was from Nigeria.
Them animals are eating your money.
That was a long time ago.
Because if I say something about Nigeria now, one mumu will enter my DM, because I got a lot of mumus.
How can you call your fans mumu?
They're clearly not my fans if they're coming for me and threatening me in my DM.
So your fans can't read you your right. They can't check you.
They cannot check me, because before they can check me, I might need a check from them before they can check me. Okay? They can't check me. Hold on. One mumu came in my DM talking about why you always talking shit about Nigeria. I'm not talking shit about. I'm talking about all the stuff that happens in Nigeria. They just happen to be in Ghana. All right, you've said your piece. It doesn't mean the people in Ghana are all bad. Okay?
I didn't say that.
No,
I just said the healthcare system, because this is a very serious matter.
You don't want me to talk about your healthcare system.
I'm going to be very honest.
Okay,
yes.
you don't even have one. Your own president leaves your country to go to a different country to get health care. So don't even come for our health care.
But the healthcare system in Ghana is effed up. It's not effed up for me. It's not effed up for me. It's not effed up for Charlie. It's not effed up for people that can afford it or people that are educated. But when you're not educated or when you don't have money, the healthcare system can be fucked up. I mean, clearly, wherever this incident happened, they don't have that much money to only charge 600 cedis for baby delivery fee, because the hospital that I go to in Ghana would have been way more than that. So clearly they might not be that financially stable, especially if he's complaining about buying stuff for the baby. But it goes to show that the doctors, the nurses in Ghana, I mean, they have to do better. Just because the person is poor or underprivileged or not that educated, you cannot steal someone's baby. That is a crime.
I'm glad you're
And even if the baby's dead, they should still produce a body.
You have the right to see your baby's body.
Well, I'm glad you did mention the healthcare, because it dives right into our next story. A man dies after 7 hospitals in Ghana rejected him for not having enough beds. It pains me. Hold on, let me finish, and then you can do whatever you want to do. Circle around, play and play, whatever you want to do. Let me finish my story. It pains me to say this. This is my people. This is Ghana, right? The son of the deceased man took his frustration to social media and said that he took his father to 7 hospitals. The 7 hospitals included Kolibu Ridge Hospital, which we just mentioned, Trust Hospital, and Police Hospital in Ghana, and they all refused to take care of him because they didn't have enough beds. Okay?
Wow.
If these hospitals are public hospital, government-owned hospitals, then they need to do better.
Yeah,
they need to do better. I don't know how much hospital bed costs, but according to my research, it can cost, medical surgery bed can cost up to $4,000. My people, if you don't have that much money to buy a fancy medical surgery bed,
build your own.
Build your own. We have a lot of carpenters in Ghana. Build your own. If you don't have bed, come borrow my bed. Use it. A man died because you don't have a bed. I'm disgusted. I am
7 hospitals, not just one.
sick to my stomach. The man was 70 years old. Sick. You probably paid all them taxes, and he couldn't even get a treatment because of beds. Ghana, come on, let's do better.
It's horrible.
I'm disgusted.
Like, jokes aside, everybody, jokes aside, for real, this is a problem that we even see in Nigeria. This is a problem that you see all across Africa when it comes to healthcare. They are not properly funded, they are not properly refurbished, they don't have the infrastructure to take care of people all across the board, and it all boils down to the corruption and the incompetence of our politicians, of our leaders, the people that are supposed to be taking care of these things. They spend the money on useless things, and then the masses suffer it, and it's so outdated. In 2018, people are flying cars, and we're still talking about ordinary hospital beds. It's embarrassing.
And Shatawale said we should vote for him for president. You know, he had a whole video thing. Because he, you know, I mean, I don't know about voting for him for president, but he's right. He was like, you know, Ghanaians get up and say, Ghana this, Ghana that, Ghana's the best West African country, Ghana is safe, Ghana this. But come on, Ghana's shit. Like, and he's right. He's right. He's like, Ghana's not nice. Ghana is nice to that 1% of elite that can afford it.
I mean, I don't blame the hospital, though. They don't have the beds. They don't have the beds.
Okay,
so what are the government?
If they didn't have a bed, there's a sick, dying man. Place him in a chair and do something. Sit him in a chair, pump some IV into him. Sit him in a chair, get him medication.
No, and if something happened, they can get sued because you didn't give him the proper treatment.
Okay, but
and
now
the reason why these nurses and doctors don't go above and beyond to find a chair because
they don't have enough incentive.
They don't pay them enough. Exactly.
Like, and I don't think they take their Hippocratic oath as serious enough as doctors in the Western world, because they're ready to let people die. In Nigeria, you have people that come with gunshot wounds. They're literally bleeding to death, and they'll tell you go to the police station and get a police report before you treat it. Why would the person's life be most important?
But it's not just in Africa. Even here in America, there are some hospitals. Sometimes when you go to the emergency room in certain neighborhoods, it's full. You have to sit there. You have an it's times that I've been sick and I go to a hospital in the Bronx, like St. Barnabas, and you could sit there for 4 hours.
Wow.
I sat in the hospital of St. Barnabas one time. I was hurt. I had an injury. I accidentally stabbed myself on a piece of broken glass. I sat there for 4 hours before anybody tended to me. So I mean, yes, it's a big problem in Africa, but it seems to be an issue all across the board that people are becoming nurses and doctors more for the money than they are doing it more for the love, for helping people, and for the passion.
Well, listen, I don't know what his sickness was, but is it possible that maybe they didn't understand what an emergency is? Because what can be an emergency for you is not really an emergency compared to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
So even here in some hospitals, I'm not a nurse, by the way, but I think you have to say that you can't breathe or your heart or something like that for them to determine it as an emergency.
As an emergency. So here's a tip, okay? You guys didn't hear from me, viewers. I'm letting you know now. When you go to the emergency room in America and you want to be seen quick, you say you have asthma. You're put on priority right away, because once you're asthmatic, that means that you can catch an attack.
Because I feel like in most African hospital, they have to see blood. They have to see something oozing out. Your heart coming out.
Even when they see, I said that they'll see people that have been shot. They'll say go and get police. Even when they see blood, because the incentive is not there, because nobody is taking care of them. They don't even have a heart any longer to take care of other people. And then I'm not going to lie.
While the nurse is available,
I'm telling you, you see a nurse sitting down there eating her food. She don't care if you're bleeding. That's how they've been conditioned. And with this story, the fact that he's old and very, very certain, right, that those 7 hospitals, not that they didn't have bed, but in their mind they're like, this old man, why are we going to waste time with him?
But you don't know who he is, though.
Exactly.
You don't know how many people this man is helping. You don't know none of that.
My cousin Samara was sick, went to an emergency room in Ghana. I rushed to the emergency room. I was in Ghana trying to help her, make sure she was okay. I go to ask the nurse, what's wrong with her? Oh, we gave her medicine. I said, okay, what's wrong with her? The nurse said, it's something here, this thing. They
don't even know what they're
and I said to her, I said, but what is wrong? Like, what are you diagnosing her with? You've given her this medication. What is the medication? What is it for? Oh, the medication is antibiotics. Okay, what antibiotics? What is this treatment? Is this thing? Is this thing?
And the thing is,
I'm sorry. Like, it was funny, but I was so upset because this is my sick cousin. And I think she had like a chest infection or something with her respiratory. And even me, that I'm not a nurse, like, I was able to figure that out. And the nurse herself, all she could tell me was this.
They're not going to go above and beyond because they know how much are they getting paid. Some people have not been paid in 2-3 months. You know what I mean? So it's like they don't take their job really, really serious, which is really sad. So we need to really look into it. Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, hospital system, healthcare system, we need to do better. Please.
And education.
There was a report that they said that about 100,000 Nigerian doctors wrote the foreign medical board exam, and all of them, passed. So they're all living like 1,000 doctors are leaving Nigeria.
That's why your patients will be leaving too, including your president. They will leave the country to get better health care.
And right now we have 1 doctor to 4,000 people.
Sad.
Wow.
So
And
if
that's
all
what
the
they all-
doctors leave, it's like, who is going to take care
And
of
instead of them going to see real doctors, they're going to see native doctors now. That's, I mean, it is what it is.
crazy.
All right, so let's move on.
Okay,
Timani,
let's
you have the
get
last
fast.
story. What's going on?
The last story is happening in Uganda. There's a wife of a pastor that actually faked her own kidnap.
Wait, say that again.
The wife of a pastor faked her own kidnap and she asked for a ransom.
So wait, she faked it to her husband or to the
her
congregation?
husband. To her husband.
Oh.
And the husband will tell the congregation.
And
she
everybody will raise money.
Exactly. So they needed to raise 1.3 million shillings
What is that?
to get her out of that. But some way, somehow, through calls, the information leaked and they found out that she was the one who planned the whole kidnap.
So that's
So
her?
she was arrested. Yes. That's not even annoying. You know what annoyed me?
What?
I converted 1.3 million chilies in USD and it came up to $338.
$338.
$338. There no zeros behind that?
Are you sure?
And I thought, oh my God, Nigeria,
Google it.
we still have
XE.com.
hope. You guys, don't
Uganda.
give up.
Madam,
Not even
Madam,
up to $400.
Madam self-kidnap, listen to me. You didn't have to, you didn't have to go through all of that mess to get that money, okay? All you have to do is go stand at Belling Bay Junction, okay? and carry
Just carry a plaque or
You
something
don't have
and
to do
just
all of that.
Just
Poor
ask for
woman, Look
money.
at her. Look at her.
Listen, this is not a poor
smart.
woman.
Did
To
you
be
say poor
honest with
woman?
you, I think that the pastor was in on this with her. The pastor is just putting all the blame on her now because they got caught. The pastor was in on this and they were just trying to extort more money from the congregation.
congregation.
As
Definitely.
usual with a lot of African pastors. That's all this was. And now she's caught. The horn's been blown. Why are they not divorced? Because if
she's
she...
arrested now.
Okay,
She's,
because if this was real and the pastor wasn't in on it, the first thing he should have been calling for was divorce. Because clearly you're not a good pastor. You know a pastor's wife? A pastor's wife, you're supposed to be even more angelic than the pastor because you're the wife, you're the mother of the church. You're the one that everybody comes to with the problem.
Not anymore.
So
No, right now she's not,
Not
the mother.
anymore.
She's the mother of the church. She just killed the church.
It was
Stolen
definitely
mother.
both of them together. This is horrible. Again, this is another reason why I keep my relationship with God between me and my God right in my house.
This should not be kidnap. It should be adult nap or wife nap because this lady is out of her mind. And yes, I don't think she should be in jail though. She should give her some community service.
Let her go around so that
Let
the
her
community
go and
people will
farm
abuse
for
her.
yes.
They will stone
Let them
you.
shame her. Let them shame her for her act.
This is disgusting. So, oh my God, Uganda people.
300.
I wonder where she came from. She couldn't have planned this by herself.
Uganda.
Definitely. There's no way she could have planned for it. And then for such small money, that's why I love my
the
Nigerians.
money is big
Because if
there.
a Nigerian is going to scam you, it's not going to be of no petty money. Not at all.
Go
$300.
big or what?
Go
home.
No,
Simple.
She's gonna go to jail. Let us know in your comments your thoughts on these topics. Odera, what you have to say to the people?
Bye.
Bye. Until then, you're watching Mina TV. This is the ABS Show. Bye.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.